All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the unit. When you read Obasan, you'll be asked to explore it in two different ways. The second of the two will be introduced to you on Wednesday, and that's by writing a series of short research papers. We'll talk about that, visit the computer lab, research skills, and so on. Those will be your paper assignments. Not yet posted on the website, so just hold off on that, but I will talk to you about that on Wednesday. The first track of exploration of Obasan will be taking a look at how figurative meaning is conveyed throughout the novel, how Joy Kagawa uses imagery and symbolism to create thematic meaning. And this will be straight literary analysis kind of material. I'm going to walk you through it, and I'll give you analytical methods, but I need evidence, examples, details that you could use in writing. And that's why I want you to keep this journal. If, like Alex, you've already completed the first 9 chapters of the journal, fantastic. If not, you weren't quite sure what was going on, that's fine. I'm going to walk you through it today and help you understand exactly what's going on with this document. So take a look at it. With the Imagery and Symbolism journal, you can see that a section exists for each chapter, and it's blank except for the first one. So I have page references for the chapter, chapter title. I would like you in that first blank to write a single sentence summary of the chapter. It should be pretty easy. They're short chapters. This will help you organize the novel, and you'll have notes on it. So if you're wondering, hey, where was that attic moment when she was looking for something that was lost, then you can quickly scan through here, and it's probably a lot easier than scanning through your book. So you first write a single sentence summary, and then I want you to collect any and all examples of imagery or symbolism. Let's get some definitions. JP, what do you understand imagery to be?
Like showing different images to try to picture something and using 5 senses.
That last bit's most important. Good job, JP. The 5 senses. Any words that convey the 5 senses. So sometimes people think imagery, they only think about visuals, but any of the 5 senses. So any language that conveys an actual concrete sensory experience. That's what I'm looking for. So I want examples of imagery. And you can see here on my completed version of chapter 1, that I have just a series of images, because chapter 1 is pretty much nonstop imagery for 5 pages. And I have details of the different discrete images that I see. So I see the river spread throughout pages 2 through 5. I'll see grass imagery throughout the entire chapter. I also see ocean connections. I don't actually see the ocean, but it's used in similes and metaphors to describe the grass and certain other aspects. So I'm talking about anything that is physical that I can see, smell, touch, taste, and so on. Ella, what do you understand symbolism to mean? Good, something that represents something else. Perfect, but let's talk about that something and that something else. What must the symbol be? What are all symbols in literature? Thanks for the response. That's okay. Ella gets you some help. Mia? Must be concrete. Must be a physical object. So what must the something else be? Abstract. Concrete to abstract. Could be emotion, Kendall. Could be anything that's an abstract notion. Physical representing something abstract. Ocean may qualify as a symbol for us here. I don't know. You don't know. We have to explore it. But that's the entire point of the Imagery and Symbolism journal, is that I want you to develop evidence. You guys do a really good job of listening to interpretation and spitting it back, but what I'm trying to teach you here is method. And method for figurative meaning analysis, for thematic analysis, starts with evidence. Take the evidence, and then you proceed. You make inferences, connections, similarities, differences throughout the entire novel. And having a journal like this will help you make those connections. So we'll complete the first reading in class, in groups, and then the second and subsequent readings, I'd like you completing the journal on your own. There will be journal checks. I will do this randomly. So if on one day I say, okay, folks, make sure to have your journals out, I will be checking it, then you must have a completed journal. And if it's partially completed or incomplete, then you will lose or not earn points at all. So make sure that you're keeping up with this. And it'll be really simple. In fact, chapter 1 here is actually not a representative example because as I was going through it, I was noting anywhere between 2 and 5 symbols. Or, I'm sorry, symbols/images per chapter. Really strong examples, but not a ton. So the chapters are not very long. It's pretty easy to maintain focus. You write some of them down, you write your summary for the chapter, make sure to note page numbers, and you have the evidence that we can work with in class. Then when you come to class and you have that evidence, I'm going to say, okay, what do we do with it? How do we understand it? And we can proceed. Today we'll be doing it together. Next time I expect you to do it on your own. Questions about that? No? Okay. Then let's talk about how we are doing this in class.